Today's the day. We're going to cut this thing in half. We're going to mark out some measurements, slice it, and come back together. We ended up stripping out the front end of this thing, like all that wiring. There was no need to have it there. It's just going to get damaged from sparks and whatever. So we ended up tearing that out and throwing that back and hanging it over the rear end here and covering it up. So we can finally get to the point that we've been waiting for, is to cut this thing in half. Now we've realised this is pretty much all aluminium. Just the outer seal is steel, and all the way across here is aluminium, which is first time working an aluminium car for me, but anyway. So we're going to mark this out and cut it, explore some options here. I think we'll try and overlap as much as possible. There's so many of these rivets. I think we're really going to try and cut this smart and get some overlap occurring so we can rivet and glue it back together and really rely a whole lot less on butt welding and making new overlaps. Probably be some overlap somewhere, but I think at the moment we'll go for that. We'll cut less to begin, cut more if we need to. So we've got to get this thing marked out and come up with the plan and the neatest place to cut this now. So now let's just we'll just do some marking on Anthony and let's just come up with the plan. How are we going to do this? We've taken off a whole lot of the seal here. We're probably into this for about 10 hours at the moment. The spot welds and the steel was so hard. I went and did something for a while and I came back a day later and Anthony had this whole lot removed. We're moving ahead here. What we found was there's multiple structures in this steel and the inner rockers here, all reinforcement. I mean, Porsche have been doing this for a long time. This is a sample of what we cut off. This was up in here, actually further back here somewhere, but we can see this outer seal here, it's actually very thick, 1.6 millimeters compared to 0.95, what the rest of it is. So we're gonna have to pay attention to that and really come in here. We're going to rebuild. I think at this stage we need to rebuild the rocker and the sill in 3 layers. So we're going to have a box out section, which is going to offer a lot of strength, and then the outer, which will be the 356 sill, and put it all back together. There's a lot of internal structure there. So you can see here it had a lot of these reinforcements, which were spot welded to the outer, and they were only just glued on the inner. Obviously you can't get a spot weld in here once it's closed. So we're gonna have to recreate this, however, in our new shape. And also, once we make the cut through here and bring it together, this 3-layer rocker, 3-layer sill will provide so much strength through the length of the car without having to rely on this cut and welded joint in here. We've got some other things to deal with. We have a seat brace. We've got to probably unpick that, put that back in. Seatbelt mount. In here it's plated, so we'll be able to move the seatbelt mount further back inside the rocker and get that right before we seal this up. So a whole bunch more cutting, more removing. We'll come back to the top of the A-pillar later, but today's the day. We're going to cut this thing in half. We're going to mark out some measurements, slice it, and come back together. That one. We just noticed, this is just a reproduction 356 panel. We need to change ours a bit longer. However, we just noticed the height difference between the 718 body and the 356. That's way too much. So I think what we'll do, we'll make up a new outer sill, maybe drop this down somewhere here, you know, inch and a quarter, 30 mil, something like that, and then dive back in. Really quick way to do this stuff, just grab a bit of TIG wire, grab your pliers, you can just bend this around on the fly really quick, start to mock it up. Then in a matter of seconds, you can play around with different profiles and experiment to come up with where you're headed. So I think we'll go for an outside rocker shape, something more like that. And then down the bottom here, gives us this nice flange that we can just come and spot weld on later, gain a little bit more vertical height, and that's going to help us out with some wheel size selection later. It means we don't have to, you know, push our wheels ridiculously high up in the guards and retain some of the originality with the wheel opening later on, more vertical height in the car. So anyway, we'll come back to sills later. 264 is our goal, right? I'm thinking we can sneak 264 in here. So we're behind the shifter mounts, behind these nutserts, so we can use them to mount crap later. It's a nice clean parallel section. If we throw that straight down, we're going to come right in the middle of this seat brace. So I think we take this seat brace out with the intention of using this again later. It's probably going to be too much work to grind all these spot welds and stuff out in the car. So if we can figure out our cut lines either side of that, we can slice that out, do it on the bench.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll like that a whole lot more instead of reaching into the car. Then we're going to lose the seatbelt mount. So I think we don't hack it. We'll keep that so we can see if we want to reuse it or make a fresh one, but mount that further back later. And overlap. So if this sheet metal underneath the floor here, if we can find a clean spot, we can get as close to flat as possible, allow an overlap. Let's figure out how big the overlaps are. Most of them are like an inch. That one's bigger, that one's 30 mil. That's 30 mil up there. So I reckon if we mark this cut, we'll try and allow for 30 mil overlap.
Yep.
So I think we'll start up here, throw it down, come here, allow an offset, and then come up here. And because these rockers, these sills have so much reinforcement, I think we're going to lose these two.
Yep, two center ones.
We'll take them out, and then depending on where our seat mount ends up and where our cut is, we'll make a couple new ones of these. And I think wherever our join is, that'll be a butt join. When we make the new inner structure, we'll make sure that overlaps the butt join. So we get the overlap on the internal of the sill at the same time.
Yep.
What do you reckon? It's a plan.
That's the plan, let's do it.
Alright.
We can cut other side of it.
Yeah, I think we'll mark our 264 in here and then throw it down square, see where that lands down the bottom. We might have to, even if it sort of zigzags, or not zigzags, but steps, it's going to give us a line to shift it onto. Let's do it. 264. Here's to here. Square that off. All right. All right, so we're down here somewhere. Down there, that's going to be awkward in there and there. If we get to here, so what I'm thinking is, ignoring the drain plugs,
Yep.
there's like a 30 mil flat in there.
Yep.
So if we can use that, cut it on the bottom of that rib,
Yep.
gets us the seat brace out clean. We're going to assume we're going to overlap onto this. Pop that, we can flatten these. And then pop those, we'll flatten a section through here. Then approximately here and here will be our overlap.
Overlap, yep.
Yeah. So if we make a mini Dremel set, we'll just be able to pick up that bottom edge and do a perfect 264 over here, then offset it 30mm for the overlap. Helps when you screw it the right way. You never want to screw the wrong way. All right. So, little mark there. Little mark there. Over there. For you, sir? Well, if we're scribing, this must mean we're for real now. That gets us an overlap or flatten that. We're going to have these weird holes to deal with. We might just have to square out some new ones, or... What do you reckon the chances of removing these are? That glue is hardcore. And I reckon we run that line, we go down here in the bottom. So, finally we're here. Finally we marked this thing out. Time to cut. A couple little tricks. So, when you're doing something like this, we just cut this bit of sheet at the measurement, and you can just drop this on wherever you want and just make sure that your measurements are right. Like, you can just put this here, around the outside, and what it means is that just becomes, it's like just a control, so all your measurements are the same everywhere you want. And then, you know, we had to screw around with some tape in the corners here, a bit tricky, so that's a bit of laser beam for that action, and now we're good to go. So let's get this thing cut. Did you do that little sideways cutting there or not?
On this one, no,
Yeah.
that's not done. And neither is the front.
Hard to get into that one.
Yeah, you saw it. I'll use that side.
Yeah, so close. Essor? Hey, Essor.
Asshole.
Hey, Essor. Great fingers. Oh, I forgot this one. Swap. Here you go, asshole.
Asshole.
This is probably going to drop. Up or down?
Sideways. Go back to you. Yep. Up and away.
Look at that. It's crazy, that extrusion.
Got to get stick in there, doesn't it?
That's going to be awesome to join that back together. I didn't realise that was an extrusion. Lots of welding.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to. We'd have to TIG that all the way around.
Yep.
Do that. You just flip it. Nothing happens. Well, now that this is cut in half, we can get this edge cleaned up, get rid of the burr, get rid of some sound deadener, take out these drain plugs, get it clean. We've got to slide this thing back together and start to get some overlaps happening and look at welding this thing together. I'm going to make a brace for the front end, make for the strut tops.
I'm going to have to put my safety gear on.
Safety gear, glasses, assistant, Mr. Assistant, glasses and hearing protection, please.
If I have my earphones in,
We'll know about it in the comment section. If you don't, you've been warned. Anthony's been cleaning this. Luckily it's him, not me. It's making a mess, but we're going to get that clean. Smashed together, just a quickie brace here for the struts. This is going to be in our way, so I think it's time. Take this off, get rid of this, and this could just make sure our struts don't move around while we get rid of this, so it doesn't pop. Let's do that. Cut. Like I want to work down to this seam, follow up from there. It's either now or later, just make it now. Oh yeah,
That's the heaviest part of the car.
it's all that A-pillar reinforcement. Scrap pole, scrap it. Scrappy. Did you snip the top out? You did?
Yeah.
All right.
Go.
I'm going to throw sparks at you this way. Oh no, I won't go the other way. You have to unpick that carefully. Yeah, see that overlap there?
Yep.
I want to keep that one there,
Yep.
but cut that off. So
That means you'll unpick that.
yeah, they still have to dissect real careful.
It's just another 20 kilos.
We're getting there, working our way down to it. Hey?
Well, to that.
Oh, it's bolted. You want to just undo that bolt?
No, it's not bolted. I think it's spotted. No, never mind. Glued. Fucking everything glued. And then wherever you want to let it go.
Yeah, I'm just going to come down through there now. Hang on, this is going to go on top.
Is it on top or under?
Let's just go on top. Oh, I've got to snip that corner off there though. See that corner's going to crash? Mine is anyway, there.
Yeah, mine probably will too.
Oh, maybe not, no, because this is lined up now. So let's come back more. Up and back. Yeah.
Just touching.
Yep. So just be a little bit of a nip and tuck in here.
Yep.
So this beam has to go on these pads there.
That beam's not even, it's just in the air.
Yeah, it's got to go on that pad there.
What's under that pad?
Yeah, it's because the car's resting up on this.
Told you it's light.
So we just got to put some clamps in there to square it. It's about it.
You just want to raise one up.
No, because that will go.
Oh, no, mine ain't moving.
Yeah, it'll just need a bit of a
Bit of love.
a bit of tickle here and there.
Love getting
Well, because we've lifted this up so much, that's sitting on top right now. Like that's 3 millimeters up.
Yeah.
So that's where we're getting that gain like this.
Yeah.
As soon as that drops, that comes back together. It's going to be tight-ish. It's going to be a little bit tight, yeah. All right, a little bit tight. It'll work. No, it'll work. Just your legs will be up a bit, that's all. But race car, you sit like this anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's race car. It's tight, but yeah, we're doable. We've got our struts all braced up. Hopefully this is the last section we need to cut off. We're just trying to get down to the basis of the suspension points and the strut top and the towers, what we need, keep some rails. But you know, we threw the laser up here. I'm gonna chop this off here onto this flange that we can join to. Get rid of this support. Hopefully this is the last bit of this thing we can cut away. And we finally get to the point where we get to fabricate and make some new sheet metal and start joining the cars together. So chop, let's get rid of this. Dissect this, find the strut top, get it cleaned up, and fingers crossed, this is it for the cutting. I reckon these ones I have to do from the top because they're ribbed. I won't get I'll destroy the casting trying to grind them from the bottom. Finally, I believe we've cut almost everything we need off this car. We're down to the point where we can start refitting, making some new parts. We've got our brace for our strut tops. You know, we've kept our steering column and brake booster surround for now. Maybe a little bit more trimming down in here, but right now the bulk of it's gone. We can see where we're at. We spent a heap of time getting all the supporting structure away from these strut tops. These had rivets from two different directions. They had rivets through steel, rivets through aluminium, and they were not difficult, but they were pretty hard. They were pretty hard to get off. We couldn't drill those out. So we took our time, we ground those from both sides. We used a bunch of different tools to get to this. Good variety of tools. Had to approach it from different angles, and obviously we really wanted to retain this main strut top, but all the supporting structure we could get rid of. So took our time, delicately removed that, lineaged off the rivet heads, moved the seam sealer away, used our favourite panel knife to split them apart. Then we cleaned the glue out and finally got this nice clean aluminium strut top that we can come and build our support to later on. Have we cut too much off? Are we set up for success or failure? Go subscribe so you can check back from time to time, see if we've done the right thing, if we've made the right call, see how the project evolves, and maybe, you know, we get this thing back on the road and driving again.